रही थी जो कुकी कम्युनिटी, सबसे पहला और मेन मुद्दा ये था कि हिल डेवलपमेंट के लिए जो बजटरी अलोकेशन होती है, चाहे वो सेंट्रली अलोकेटेड फंड्स हो या स्टेट बजटरी अलोकेशन हो, उसका बिल्कुल 85% वैली में उसका खर्चा होती है। हिल डेवलपमेंट के लिए बिल्कुल 10% 15% फंड उधर पहुंच जाती है हिल एरिया में, और इस वजह से उधर अच्छा स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस और अस्पताल, ये तमाम चीज़ों का बहुत कमी है। ज़्यादा जो स्टूडेंट्स और पढ़ने के लिए प्लेन में आना, वैली में आना, और फिर हॉस्पिटल फैसिलिटी के लिए और जो हेल्थ सर्विस के लिए भी वैली में आना, ये तमाम चीज़ें हैं। एंड दे वर टेकिंग अप दिस इशू ऑफ डाइवर्टिंग budgetary allocations, hill development fund to the valley, not to the hill areas. तो ये बहुत समय से ये मुद्दा उठा रही थी। अभी भी वो उसका एक बहुत बड़ा एक तरीके का एक प्रोटेस्ट है कुकी कम्युनिटी का अंदर। और दूसरा एक चीज़ है कि हम कुछ डेवलपमेंट में बता रही है, ये टारगेटिंग है करके हमें भी लगा है। और दूसरा ये है कि जो सस्पेंशन ऑफ ऑपरेशन उसको एक्चुअली उसमें से विड्रॉ किया है स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने। वो ट्राइपैट्रिएट एक एग्रीमेंट था, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एज वेल एज दी ऑलमोस्ट 25 कुकी मिलिटेंट्स के साथ एक समझौता था। तो सस्पेंशन ऑफ ऑपरेशन करके है। फिर उसके बाद इन लोगों को स्पेसिफिक एरिया दे दिया जो कुकी मिलिटेंट्स को रहने का, और उनका पूरा तमाम जो वेपन्स थे वो तमाम वेपन्स सरकार की कस्टडी में रखा, और इनको कुछ फिनेंशियल सपोर्ट भी महीना दे रही है। तमाम चीज़ें हो रही। और सरकार की केंद्र में जो पार्लियामेंट के अंदर भी होम मिनिस्ट्री ने ये बताया है कि मणिपुर के अंदर अभी टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज़ बिल्कुल बहुत बड़ा और बहुत कम हो गया है। इस वजह से जो आर्म्ड फोर्स स्पेशल पावर एक्ट भी कुछ जगह से विड्रॉ किया है। तो वायलेंस, मिलिट्री वायलेंस और मिलिट्री एक्शंस बहुत कम थे और कोई कारण नहीं था। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ऑल ऑन ए सडन अनाउंस्ड वो वापस ले रहे उसमें से जो सस्पेंशन ऑफ ऑपरेशन एग्रीमेंट से वो विड्रॉ कर रहे करके अनाउंस किया। तो ये कुकी कम्युनिटी ये पूछ रहे, लोग ये पूछ रहे कि क्या रीजन था। देयर वाज नो वायलेशन एट ऑल फॉर द लास्ट ऑलमोस्ट 20 years, but what provoked the state government to withdraw that from that agreement? This is one. And also this Armed Force Special Power Act, we are everywhere we are demanding that it should not be there. But there, when the areas from where this is withdrawn, is also a question. Why some areas are still under Armed Force Special Power Act? So they are suspecting, the Kuki Zoo community, people are suspecting that the area where Armed Force Special Power Act is there, they can do any operations, any search, anything. So that area also is under question, where the AFSPA was withdrawn, that is of Kuki Zoo people are there. So there these people can also, the Maitai people are there, and this area where the Kuki people are there, where any armed force people can enter into any places, any houses, or even their vehicles, they can do anything. Everybody knows that Armed Force Special Power Act, what power it gives to the armed forces. So this is another thing. And then in the month of March, in the name of forest survey, selected evictions and evictions of tribals, and they demolished the houses of so many villages in hill area. So since 1965 this Forest Conservation Act is there. suddenly this government, BJP state government has decided or announced that forest conservation thing, and they announced this survey, and they did the survey, but in the क्या है ये सर्वे के नाम पे जो आरंबाई तेंगोल and Meitei Lepun, these are the two fascist organizations which is working in Manipur with the help and support of, this is what we were told, support of the state government. So they also went to the hill area and they surveyed the houses, and whenever they go into a tribal family, they marked it with red paint, cross sign. So, and all those houses were burned down while the violence take place. So this is also there, and in the month of March again, 2023 this year, 3 churches in Imphal were suddenly saying that these churches are illegally occupied by the different denominations of Christians, so they are demolished it. But one church said, we have a pakka patta with us, or documents, government documents are with us, it is our own property. Other 2 churches, their cases are pending before the court. So in spite of that, the case is pending before the court, the police and the agencies came and they demolished those houses. And a number of houses, 3 churches, and again number of houses along the Naga river in Imphal, they were also demolished during this March-April period. So all these things where the Kuki Zoo community were giving memorandums for each of these developments. They were giving memorandums, they were organizing press conferences, they were releasing press releases and everything. Their protest they always made public, and it is not that they were all keeping silent and all. So this was also there and ये सब चलते वक्त था जो मणिपुर हाई कोर्ट की ऑर्डर जो ट्राइबल स्टेटस मैतेईस को देने को उस और पे एक मणिपुर हाई कोर्ट का जो ऑर्डर आया था, और इसको तब ये ऑर्डर आ गया, इसके बाद इन लोगों ने जो स्टूडेंट्स और यूथ कुकी कम्युनिटी के उन लोगों ने डिक्लेयर किया देयर विल बी ए पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट मार्च ऑन May 3rd, और वो हमें ये बताया है कि वो मार्च बहुत अनएक्सपेक्टेडली मोर पीपल, मोर यंग पीपल, मोर स्टूडेंट्स, they all participated. They had a public meeting, rally and public meeting. People spoke in that public meeting, and it was they were all going back. While going back, some infiltration from the Kuki militants, or what they are telling us that in just like uniform of Assam rifles, people infiltrated, and also these two Arambai Tengol and Meitei Lepun, these two fascist organizations also they infiltrated into they joined the people while they were going back, and they started the violence. But immediately after that, Anglo-Kuki war memorial, there is at the border of Churachandpur, that is a Kuki district, and Bishnupur district, that is a Meitei majority district. तो इसका बीच में था वो, और उसको जलाने का, that's actually a concrete art, so that उसको destroy करने का कोशिश किया. फिर then it is everywhere, from whether it is Churachandpur, whether it is Bishnupur, everywhere this violence have started. So these are all, they are saying that why the government targeted us. This is the question that community, Kuki Zoo community is asking. And of course, when we had interactions with Meitei people also, I can say that we were more time with Meitei relief camps, and we had a long discussion with the Meitei people there in different, even civil society people and even other people also. So they really, everyone, they expressed one very big concern for them. That is, they are saying that look, this cookie, whoever can get education, they appear for exams and they get into the government services, and they are joining the government service and they earn money, then they buy land in valley, and they then leave, their families will also come. So they can buy land here in valley, but we cannot go and buy land, or we cannot have a house in a hill area. This is actually everywhere. That is the forest land and tribal land. It is only for the tribals to occupy that and to buy or to build houses and all. It is whether it is in Madhya Pradesh, whether it is in Chhattisgarh, whether it is in Kerala, it is the tribal land is tribal land. So that is there, but here it is again. This is one issue which we would also would like to flag here, is that the all question of reservation, opposition to reservations to Dalits and tribals. This is also one reason why the tensions are created there, and Meitei community was feeling very strongly about this. Why can't we go and buy land there? Why all these jobs are? So everywhere we are seeing this, when Dalits and tribals are with that reservations, if they come up and if they occupy some posts and positions in jobs, then that has become big issue, and there is a sentiment against this reservation also there. So many things we witness. These are some of the things which they believe we are targeted, and then once the violence have started on 3rd May, both sides said, this is very categorically I am saying, whether it is Meitei and whether it is Kuki, particularly Meitei women, we are all speaking about Mera Paibi. We talked to them. When we were traveling many places, they stopped us and they asked us, where are you going? And all those questioning was done, but they did not stop us. They allowed us to continue our travel and all. But we asked them, why you people are? We can see women everywhere. And they are saying that police is not protecting us. And Amit Shah has given the responsibility to Assam Rifles. We must know how the people of the Meitei community has become, or they are strongly against Assam Rifles. Why? Because this is dividing the state has already started. That we must understand. Central Home Ministry says hilly area or Kuki area we will be taking care. Assam Rifles is responsible, and instructed them that you need not intervene in anything about the Meitei people. So whenever, even if they see some violence against the Meitei, they will not intervene, because they don't have that order to intervene and save the Meitei people. And same way, what we have witnessed in Gujarat in 2002, that is exactly what happened. This is what the Meitei people, they themselves are telling us. कि पुलिस ने कुछ भी नहीं किया, बोल रहे कि Meitei को भी अटैक कर रही थी, बोल रही थी आप लोग क्यों नहीं कुछ नहीं कर रहे, तो बोल रहे कि हमें कोई ऑर्डर नहीं है. 3 days, this is what the Meitei women told us. This is what the Meitei people told us that. So that means कि जब constitutionally elected responsible government, that constitutional responsibility is there to safeguard the life and livelihood of that state, completely, I will not say that failed, but very क्या बताऊं कि सोच समझकर वो सब होने दिया. They allowed it to happen. All these killings, all these arsons, all these जो घर को जलाना, तमाम चीज़ें होने दिया है. और ये इसलिए हमने ये तमाम चीज़ को लेकर हमारी संगठन ने बोला है कि स्टेट का इसमें बहुत बड़ा रोल है. And when we say that even state ka role hai karke, it is not only state, Manipur state government, but there is the central government, union government is also hand in glove with this violence in Manipur. Otherwise, it could have been if for the G20, 12 days, 15 days sudden 144, what is that?
Curfew kind.
Curfew kind thing is announced here. Then is it not possible in a state where such a small state with a large number of the security forces, central security forces, can't they control that? So government, that is where that the fact-finding team again doubt that the government has more than one agenda. As John said, it is not only this the ethnic cleansing. Of course, when the day our parliament witnessed or heard जय श्री राम स्लोगन, हमारी संसद के अंदर पहली बार जय श्री राम का नारा लगाया, उस दिन से हमारी जो सेक्युलरिज्म का जो नाश शुरू किया है वो खत्म हो गया है. तो एजेंडा को 100 साल हो रही है आरएसएस का, उस वक्त जो एजेंडा है वो एजेंडा को हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाने का एजेंडा को सफल बनाना है. तो ये तमाम लोगों को खत्म करना है. इतना आसान है कि जो ट्राइबल्स को इसी प्रकार एविक्ट करना, डिमोलिश करना, मर्डर करना और क्लिंचिंग करना आसान है. दिस क्लिंचिंग, मणिपुर की जिस क्लिंचिंग was and is for the corporates, that is very, very clear there, because that land is also, that tribal land is also very rich with minerals, and lot of talks are there how why in near future some corporates will reach there करके उसके लिए सरकार सारा मदद करेगी. ease of doing business, this is one of the way to create ease of doing business. So this is what the human tragedy. I am not going into it. Prime Minister must have got angered by seeing that video, but we have lost our sleep when we met some of the girls in that camp where they had to go through such horrible violence meted out by the Meitei mob. I am taking the name. They are saying, they said it was Meitei mob, and unfortunately women's body is used as weapon. But since Gujarat, what we are witnessing, women are also becoming part of these perpetrators. This is something very, very serious and very, very scary for the women of this country. This also we have got report from there. Women were also part of or perpetrators. But I must also tell you that Maira Paibi and Meitei women, they by evening they forced and their men of their family to go into the rooms or some common place and village. All men will be inside and these women will be sitting outside, protecting, safeguarding their men, because they had very bad experience through the Armed Force Special Power Act, and that forced them to even parade nakedly before the army and all, because they don't trust the police. Police is responsible for their safety, and they have witnessed that many of their people are also killed, and so they fear that their men will be killed. So the women are also taking charge of protecting their Meitei women are taking charge of protecting their men in their villages. This is also factor we witnessed there, and other things. It is huge human tragedy. I am not going into that. How women had to travel 2 days. Pregnant women walked and ran through the forest for 2 days, and they climbed on a tree to save from herself from the perpetrators and as well as the animals. Pregnantly 2 days on a tree. The experience. So many things. So I am not going into it. Thank you very much for giving me also once again to talk about this. And country needs solidarity to the victims of all, whether it is Nu, whether it is Manipur, whether it is Madhya Pradesh. There also tribals are how they are being attacked, whether it is Orissa, and it is not only the victims, but all those people who are for democracy and secularism and for the constitution of this country need to extend solidarity to each other. This is the time we are passing, that is such a time we are passing through. Thank you.
Friends, I just want to tell you one thing. Hitler came to power in 1933. Kristallnacht happened 5 years later. Beef lynching terror and bulldozer terror started and coincided with the ascent of power in 2014. There is no time lapse in the case of our country. So, in Budapest, Hungary, they marked the houses of Jews with a yellow star. We are getting to hear the chilling details of what happened in Manipur from Comrade Annie Raja. So the yellow star houses are repeated, sanctioned and allowed, whether it is in Manipur or in Mewat, by the central government, abetted by the local dispensation and executed on the ground by the Hindutva organizations. You have to clearly see the linkage. Kristallnacht was precipitated by a 17-year-old boy killing a high-ranking Nazi official who was posted in the embassy of Paris. What must have happened if on 31st July, if the RPF man who shot 4 people was of the minority religion? That will send terror and a certain chill to all of us. We don't always inverse it. I was trying to use that Brecht poem to inverse the particular use that Brecht has had in that, where the man is capable of thinking and resisting this kind of brutality. That period has passed, it seems. If that RPF man was a Muslim, the repercussions would have been terrible. We have come to that pass. Let us understand this. So the order that we decided was to have John, then Annie, then Asim, and then release the report, and then ask the 3 members of the fact-finding team to speak to the journalists. But we thought, before asking Asim, I think we'll release the report so that our friends from the media can have a copy and take a deep look at it. So things are not different. Whether you have a fascist government or not, let us not debate that, it is there. Whether this is reminding you of Nazi terror or not, let us not debate that, the evidence is there. So thank you. I will go into the release of the report straight away. I request the Campaign Against State Repression team to give a copy each to our panelists. Release this simultaneously. There is no hierarchy here, so it's a clear. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Now I request Asim Khan, National President, Fraternity Movement, to address the press meet.
मैं यहाँ पर मौजूद मैं यहाँ पे नहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं, ये शायद माइक आवाज़ मैं यहाँ पर मौजूद सभी पत्रकार बंधुओं का स्वागत करता हूँ कि वो एक बहुत ही अहम मुद्दे पर जो कि फैक्ट फाइंडिंग रिपोर्ट नूह के सिलसिले में रिलीज़ की जा रही है, उस मौके पर आप यहाँ आए, तो आपका स्वागत है। साथियों, ये फैक्ट फाइंडिंग रिपोर्ट जो अभी रिलीज़ की गई है, ये दरअसल एक नूह में हुई घटना का डाटा कलेक्शन नहीं है, बल्कि उस इलाके में रहने वाले वहाँ की उस माइनॉरिटी और मुसलमानों का दर्द है, उनके ऊपर हुए उस जुल्म की दास्तान है जो कि एक सुनियोजित मॉब ने उनके ऊपर की है। इस रिपोर्ट के माध्यम से आपको ये मालूम होगा कि किस तरह से हिंदुत्व फोर्सेस ने प्लानिंग के साथ 31 जुलाई को उस इलाके में एंटर हुए और किस तरह के नारे, वो नारा जय श्री राम का नारा जिसके बारे में बार बार ये बात कही जा रही है, उस नारे को लगाकर मसाजिद में चढ़ना, दरगाहों में एंटर होना या मुसलमानों के महल्ले के सामने से गुजरना, उस नारे को तेज तेज लगाना, ये उस मानसिकता का प्रतीक है या उन लोगों का नारा है जो इस देश के संविधान को, इस देश के नागरिकों को और इस देश के जो संविधान की वैल्यूज हैं उनको खत्म करना चाहते हैं। मैडम ने बहुत अच्छी बात कही है कि जिस दिन इस देश के पार्लियामेंट में जय श्री राम का नारा लगाया गया था, उस वक्त ये शुरू हो चुका था कि इस देश के संविधान को खत्म करने का जो एक पहला जो मरहला था वो उस दिन से शुरुआत हो गई थी। नूह के बारे में जब ये इंसिडेंट हुआ तो हमारी इकाई के अध्यक्ष वहां पर रहते हैं शिकरावा में, जो कि नूह से तकरीबन 30 किलोमीटर दूर है। मैंने उन्हें फोन किया कि वहाँ क्या हालात हैं, तो तकरीबन मैंने 3 या 4 दिन के बाद फ़ोन किया था। तो उन्होंने बताया कि आसिफ भाई, इस वक्त हम खेत में हैं पूरे परिवार के साथ, जिसमें हमारी माँ, बहनें और परिवार के छोटे छोटे बच्चे भी शामिल हैं। वो तमाम लोग इस वक्त खेत में सो रहे हैं। तो मैंने पूछा कि आप तो नूह से दूर रहते हैं, तो फिर आपको खेत में जाने की क्या ज़रूरत है परिवार वालों से? तो उसने बताया कि पुलिस गाँव में आ रही है और जो उनको घरों में मिल रहा है उसे पकड़कर ले जा रही है। तो आप इससे अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि वहां की मशीनरी के बारे में, वहां की पुलिस के बारे में, कि उस इंसिडेंट के बाद में जिसको सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से तमाम लोगों ने देखा, पूरे देश ने देखा कि पिट्टू बजरंगी और मोनू मानेसर जैसे लोग सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से ऐसे बयान देते हैं, भड़काते हैं, कहते हैं कि हम वहां आ रहे हैं, जिस तरह के बयान उन्होंने दिए, और उसके बाद इस तरह का दंगा होता है, इस तरह का वायलेंस होता है, लेकिन गिरफ्तारी होती है तो मासूम लोगों की 286 से ज्यादा गिरफ्तारी हुई। बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो खेतों में अभी भी छुपे हुए, भाग रहे हैं लोगों से, पुलिस से, क्योंकि उनके साथ उन्हें उम्मीद है कि उनको उठा लिया जाएगा तो उनके साथ इंसाफ नहीं होगा। 2 साल, 10 साल और 20 साल के बाद वो जेल से रिहा होंगे, जैसा कि बहुत सारे नौजवान अब भी हैं। सवाल यह है कि ये नूह में जो वायलेंस हुआ है, इसका नुकसान कितना हो? 1280 घरों को जो है वो घरों को और दुकानों को तोड़ दिया गया है। क्या इस देश में न्याय व्यवस्था नहीं बची है? क्या आप एक कम्युनिटी को टारगेट करके, जबकि उनका कोई कसूर नहीं था, उनको टारगेट करके, और अभी तक तो न्याय भी नहीं हुआ, ठीक है, किसने दंगा भड़काया, किसने पत्थर किया, ये तो अभी न्यायपालिका में जाएगा, वहां फैसला होगा, उसके बाद में जो मुलजिम होंगे उन्हें सजा होगी, ये तय नहीं हुआ है। लेकिन उससे पहले ही उनके घरों पर बुलडोजर चला दिया गया। वो घरों से बाहर हैं, उनको रहने के लिए कोई आसरा नहीं है। हम ये समझते हैं कि इस तरह के जो मामला देश में बढ़ते जा रहे हैं, मैं कल ही उस बच्चे से भी मिला अल्तमश से, क्योंकि मैं इस बात को इसलिए जिक्र करना चाहता हूं कि इस तरह के इंसिडेंट कोई महीनों में नहीं हो रहे हैं इस देश में, कोई सालों में नहीं हो रहे हैं, हर दिन हो रहे हैं। जब आप चलती ट्रेन में किसी एक असगर को जो है आप एक जो पुलिस वाला जो है वो मार देता है, उस पर गोली चला देता है। जब मैं अल्तमश से मिला कल मुजफ्फरनगर में, उसके वालिद जब हमने कहा कि हम बच्चे से मिलना चाहते हैं तो बहुत डरे और सहमे हुए थे। उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, बच्चा बहुत डरा हुआ है और हम लोग उसको मिलाने में बहुत डर है। हमने कहा कि हम उसके फोटो नहीं लेंगे, हम सिर्फ उससे बात करना चाहते हैं, उसका हौसला बढ़ाना चाहते हैं। मुश्किल से वो बच्चे को अपने साथ बाहर लेके आए वाले, बच्चा जबान नहीं खोल रहा था। हमने उसको हंसाने की कोशिश की, उसको मनाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन बोल नहीं पा रहा था। वो जो उसके साथ किया है, उस मानसिकता ने जो उसको दर्द दिया है, वो दर्द बहुत गहरा है। उस दर्द को उन सब लोगों को, इस देशवासियों को महसूस करना चाहिए जिनके 7 साल का बच्चा है जो किसी स्कूल में पढ़ता है, जिसको ये कहकर पिटवाया जाए कि ये मुसलमान है, इसको थप्पड़ मारो। उस दर्द को कल मैंने महसूस किया है। हम सबको महसूस करना चाहिए 7 साल के उस बच्चे के दर्द को। हम समझते हैं कि नूह का जो वायलेंस है वो सुनियोजित था, प्लानिंग के तहत था, आने वाले इलेक्शन की एक तैयारी थी जो बीजेपी ने की है, और इस तरह के मामला और भी होंगे। मेरा ये मानना है कि फैक्ट फाइंडिंग रिपोर्ट आप पढ़ें, पत्रकार बंधु जो यहाँ मौजूद हैं, सच्चाई को लोगों के पास ले जाएं, उन लोगों के पास भी ले जाएं जो इंडिया नाम से विपक्षी गठबंधन बना रहे हैं। उनके पास भी हमारा ये मैसेज जाना चाहिए, ये रिपोर्ट जानी चाहिए। उनको भी मालूम होना चाहिए कि जिस वोट बैंक को आप अपना वोट बैंक समझते हैं, उनके प्रोटेक्शन के लिए भी आपको कुछ करना चाहिए, उन इलाकों में आपको भी जाना चाहिए। और मेरा सवाल उस मेजोरिटी से भी इस देश की जो इस तरह के हादसा पे बहुत खामोश है। मैं समझता हूं कि जो लोग दंगा कर रहे हैं, मोनू मानेसर और बिट्टू बजरंगी और बहुत लंबी फहरिस्त हो सकती, उनसे ज्यादा गुनहगार तो वो लोग हैं जो एक कम्युनिटी पे हो रहे जुल्म के खिलाफ खामोश हैं। वो बोल नहीं रहे हैं, प्रोटेस्ट में नहीं आ रहे हैं, वो अपनी आवाज नहीं उठा रहे हैं, वो खामोश हैं। एक कम्युनिटी को लगातार टारगेट किया जा रहा है। मैडम ने और बाकी लोगों ने बताया कि मणिपुर में किस तरह से चर्च पे हमले किए गए, किस तरह से वहां रेप की घटनाएं हो रही हैं। 2 दिन पहले भी 2 लोगों को जो है वो मारा गया। ये हमारे इस बैनर में मौजूद विश्व गुरु बनते भारत की तस्वीर है, जिसके नागरिकों का यह हाल है कि जिनके घरों को तोड़ा जा रहा है, जिन्हें घरों से निकाला जा रहा है, जिनके नौजवानों को जो है जेलों में ठूसा जा रहा है। हम इस वक्त ये मांग करते हैं कि जितने भी नूह के अंदर जिन लोगों का घर गिराया गया है, उन लोगों के घर बनाए जाएं। जिन लोगों के साथ भी फॉल्स चार्जेस में उनको जेलों के अंदर डाला गया है, उन नौजवानों को जेलों से निकाला जाए। हम ये भी मांग करते हैं कि जिन लोगों ने ये दंगा भड़काया है, उनके बयान, उनके स्टेटमेंट मौजूद हैं। पुलिस को ईमानदारी के साथ में और इन सरकार को ईमानदारी के साथ में, इस देश के प्रधानमंत्री को अपनी जबान खोलनी चाहिए, उसको कुछ बोलना चाहिए ईमानदारी के साथ में। ऐसे लोगों को जो इस देश के जो लोग इस देश में वायलेंस फैला रहे हैं, जो लोग इस देश को बर्बाद कर रहे हैं, इस देश को तोड़ रहे हैं, उन लोगों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। हम ये समझते हैं कि आज इस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के जरिए और इस फैक्ट फाइंडिंग रिपोर्ट के जरिए तमाम बातें आप जो है पत्रकार बंधु यहाँ मौजूद हैं वो बातें पहुँचाएंगे, और इस देश को बचाने, इस देश के संविधान को बचाने की जो ये साझा कोशिश की जा रही है, उसमें आप जरूर शामिल होंगे। मुझे आज वक्त दिया उसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत आप लोगों का धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। शुक्रिया।
Thank you, Wasim. Of course, we need to remake their houses, but the more important task, and we all know that, is to remake their lives. उनका जिंदगी मतलब वापस लाने के लिए उनका मतलब that is the most challenging thing, and I believe that even courts have observed that the bulldozer demolition that has become a kind of trademark is not lawful, but there is this acceptance जो हमारे मतलब micro violence that we see around us that conditions us to accept this kind of a violence of demolition and go unchecked. So we are in that situation, and I hope now we can get into the reportage from our fact-finding team. So I invite my colleague and activist friend, Professor ROWENA, who teaches at Miranda House, to speak to the press conference, to address the press gathering. Thank you.
So we were a 12-member committee who went to Noor, and I want to give you a kind of background to understanding what is going on there. So the first thing that struck us when we went to the villages of Noor is that most of the villagers are working class people who are trying to, who are struggling to live, and it's also the Noor district is also a Muslim dominated area. But what you see when you go there is that in some way historically they have tried to find a, they have been living peacefully with the Hindu neighbors, and not that they have become an homogeneous community, but they have, with their differences, they have been able to live with each other. And most of the Hindu people there are also lower caste people, and you even see, less of caste practices. Some of them even told us about that. So this is a kind of area that this violence is happening to. This is not a very posh area, not a very powerful area. People are struggling to make ends meet. Many of them are working in Delhi. Many of them are truck drivers. They are servicing Delhi. They are coming to Delhi. They are engaged in occupations that service Delhi also. And many of them do not have government jobs, or they are not a very very dominant group. It's not. It's a set of people who are struggling to live. And it is into this area that this violence happens. So what you see is that another background that we have to understand, that right-wing forces have been trying to create trouble here for years. Okay, so even when but at the same time, within the village there is a push against this. In 1992, when the Babri Masjid demolition happened, it was villagers took care of the temple and saw that it is not broken. So then again, once this new regime came into power, so there has been constant attempt to create communal disharmony here. One incident is that happened last year, a mazar that is visited actually by Hindus and Muslims, tomb that was destroyed. So at that time there was there was a peace talk, and the DSP and SP came to the villagers and talked to them, and they did not, there was no retaliation. So this is a Muslim dominant area, and there was no retaliation even during 1992 and even last time. So another important incident is that using some mainstream media channels, they spread this news that Dalits in this area are not surviving, that they are all dead, they have all been killed. So this kind of news was spread, and panic was there. But at that time, activists like Samay Singh, a Dalit activist, he took it upon himself to go from village to village and record videos and show, and he exposed the falsity of that news, after which that plan also failed. So what you have to understand is that this is not just one instance of violence that is happening here. There has been so many attempts to create disharmony, and the villagers are pushing back against it. People there are pushing back against it, and you see that when you go there, they have no time for all this. They are struggling to live. But even that day when the rally happened, the first rally with the pilgrims passed peacefully. You have to remember that. No violence happened when the pilgrims actually passed through that. And that area has a history of actually, when Kawad and all the other rallies pass through that area, they have this history of helping them, giving them water, facilitating that. Even that day it happened like that. Then another rally by VHP was allowed to go. And again you have to remember that people of that responsible people, sarpanchas and others of that area had talked to the police administration and told them not to allow the VHP rally to happen. But the police has been working for the right-wing groups, and that rally was allowed to happen. And before the rally happening also, there was this whipping up of all of this, very sexually flavored kind of comments about the women there. All of that in social media, it was spread. Threats to the people there: we are coming to your village, we are going to be your come and garland us. These kind of remarks were spread through social media, and a provocative and a very tense situation was created. Seeing this, the sarpanchs and others went to the police administration and told them not to allow this to pass. And another important thing, the rally, this is a small child, a 10-year-old child, a Muslim child told us when we were interviewing them. He was saying that शोभ यात्रा में तलवार का जरूरत क्या है? So the शोभ यात्रा happened with talwar. Okay, so this is the religious pursuit. This first pilgrims went peacefully, nobody attacked them. So then you come, after whipping up this communal frenzy, you come with guns and talwar, and the police doesn't do anything. Okay, it is at this point that there is a retaliation. And this retaliation is then used to suppress this entire village. This is what we saw. Men have run away. The women are standing guard. Police can enter the villages and houses any time of the day. Women open the door, and male police officers put guns on their chest, and they tear their clothes. Around 300 people are in jail. They have not been produced in front of the magistrate. They have not, the women, we went around 19 to 24, 23 or something. At that time, so many days they have been picked up, and they have not had a chance to even meet their family. So there have been women with 3 sons in jail. And not only that, these 3 sons are bred, they are the ones who were earning members. So right now these women, there was another girl who had a father in jail. So once the father and the sons are gone, they do not have food to eat. And another thing that we noticed is that the vegetable sellers, the mutton and chicken shops, all of it are not functioning there. People are not getting vegetables because people are afraid to come into this village. So really what we are seeing here, just a few kilometers away from Delhi, as we all go on with our great lives, what we are seeing is this terrorizing of the people, people who have no role. They do not have anything to do with this. They have been, forces are coming in, the police is standing with them. They are, what gives them this right? And the demolitions. There is a court order that exists that says there is a stay on the demolitions, and still the demolitions are happening. And you should see what they are demolished. They are not only demolishing businesses, shops, but the poorest of the poor. Already they are living in houses without even paying. Such houses are demolished, and now they are so helpless. And we are also not, we are staying in Delhi so close to them, and we are also not able to do anything. So we are in the face of a power which is violent, which is terribly, evil, and we have to stand together and we have to fight this. I will also, my other members of my team will also talk about what they saw.
Thank you, Professor Jenny. So now we have Advocate VIKAS ATTRI. So you may. Thank you.
साथी जेनी ने एक ओवरऑल इंसाइट वहां का दे दिया है कि मेवात के अंदर हम लोग ने क्या देखा। अभी मैं बेसिकली 3 पैटर्न जो हमने हरियाणा के बाकी इलाकों में भी, हम लोग जहां भी हिंदू राइट विंग फोर्सेस, फासिस्ट फोर्सेस जहां भी जाके इस तरीके का जो है इंस्टिगेशन करके, प्रोवोकेशन करके जो ये फसाद फैला रहे हैं, उनकी फैक्ट फाइंडिंग करके आते हैं, एक कॉमन पैटर्न दिखाई दे रहा है। हमारा, मैं सोनीपत से आता हूँ, सोनीपत डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट में प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ। वहाँ मुश्किल से 10 किलोमीटर नजदीक एक गांव है सांदल कला। उस गांव के अंदर भी सेम पैटर्न पे जो है हिंसा फैलाई गई। वो गांव जो है हिंदू बहुल गांव है, हिंदू ज्यादा है, मुस्लिम एक बस्ती में से जुड़े हुए हैं। बहुत पीसफुली, पता नहीं कितने सैकड़ों साल से वो लोग वहां रह रहे हैं। लेकिन वीएचपी ने लगभग 7 या 8 साल से पहले वहां काम शुरू किया। वहां एक गौशाला थी, उसमें अपने काडर को ले जाना, सेवा करना और उन सेवकों को गांव के लोगों से इंट्रोड्यूस कराना कि ये लोग जो हैं यहाँ सेवक हैं, गायों की सेवा करते हैं। आपको कोई भी समस्या हो या गायों से संबंधित कोई भी आपको गाय कहीं दिख जाए, हमारे पास एम्बुलेंस है, वो सब जो है एक ऑर्गेनाइज तरीके से उनको दिया गया बाहर से। वहां के लोगों ने कोई सेवा और वो सब जो है जितना वो लोग कर रहे थे उससे एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट जो है वो बाहर से वीएचपी और बजरंग दल ने डाले। उसके बाद जो लोग वहां से उनकी पॉलिटिक्स से नजदीक आ गए, उन लोगों के घरों के ऊपर उन्होंने बजरंग दल के झंडे लगाए। वो एक आजकल एक फोटो चल रहा है एंग्री हनुमान वाला, जो लोग जो है अपने झंडे पे भी पसंद कर रहे हैं, गाड़ियों पे पसंद कर रहे हैं, वो वहां लगाया गया कि भाई हनुमान इज एंग्री। अब वो एंग्री दिखा के, एंग्री किससे है भाई, ये लोग यहाँ जो है ना कभी वो मस्जिद जो है रही नहीं, उनका क्लेम है